If you click this video, you're trying to get big, you're trying to gain weight, and you don't want to gain too much fat doing it. So this is how you calculate your bulking macros.
I ain't never met another person like me. I ain't never met another person.
I already explained macros and why they're important in part 1. If you didn't see that, go click part 1 and then come back to this video. There's a few factors coming into play for calculating one's macronutrients for the day, and then another few factors to calculate how much you need to gain weight. It's simple. If you want to gain weight, you need to be in a surplus of calories, which means you're taking in more calories than your body needs to maintain weight, and so you're going to add weight. You're going to store fat, you're going to build muscle if you're taking in enough protein and lifting weights. Bulking macros. We're going to do my macros, and then you can take this concept and apply it to your own. So, we have a male, 26, 5'9", 170 pounds. Those are my current stats right now. And you're going to need your daily activity, exercise, and your exercise intensity. Let's start with your basal metabolic rate, which is known as your BMR. This is the amount of calories your body is going to burn when you're doing nothing. If you're just literally, if you were to lay in bed all day, this is the amount of calories that your body needs just to maintain its normal metabolism, because you're breathing, blood's flowing, your heart's pumping, your body's doing things even when you're just laying down just to survive, just to be alive. And you just take your body weight and you multiply it by 10.2. So if I take my body weight and multiply it by 10.2, it's going to be 170 times 10.2. That's going to give me 1,734. You have another set of numbers that you need to pay attention. This is going to be more important because this is actually going to determine the calories that you need to maintain your actual weight. Now, the other equation is going to be what's known as your TDEE, and that's your total daily energy expenditure. So that's where I was talking about your daily activity. That's where this comes into play. So your TDEE is your body weight times between the numbers 14 and 17. Your daily activity is what you do every day. If you're sedentary, that's going to be most of the day you're sitting at a job where you're in an office, you're at a desk job, you're at the bank, you're handling calls, you're mainly sitting all day. This is a very low activity level. That's sedentary. Then you have light activity, which is most of the day you're on your feet. You're a teacher, you're a professor, maybe you're a mailman, you're walking around a lot. You're not doing too much lifting, you're just kind of on your feet moving around all day, moving, and that's light activity. The next one is going to be active. Most of the day you're doing a little bit of physical activity. So you're a waiter, you're moving around a lot, and you're lifting stuff. A bus boy, up to 20 pounds maybe, nothing really heavy. Then you have the last activity level, which is very active. That's going to be most of the day you're doing heavy physical activity. So you're in construction, you're doing a labor job, you're stocking at grocery stores, and you're lifting upwards of 50, 70 pounds, maybe 100 pounds. You're lifting a lot, and it's all day throughout your shift. You're walking a lot. This is going to be a very active, high active level. This is going to be a very high activity level job. You're doing a lot of moving and a lot of lifting, which is going to burn calories. So you need more calories if you want to gain weight. Now, each one of these has a corresponding number to it, which you're going to multiply to figure out your calories. To determine those numbers, it's going to be what I was talking about right here. If you're sedentary, you multiply by 14. If you're light activity, you multiply by 15. If you're active, you multiply by 16. And if you're very active, you multiply by 17. This is going to determine roughly about how much calories you need a day with all of the activity that you do. So if I take my body weight, 170 times 17, because I'm very active, it's going to give me a TDEE of 2,890. So that's the amount of calories I need per day to maintain my current weight. Now, if you want to bulk, you need to be in a surplus of anywhere between 200 calories to 500 calories above your total daily energy expenditure. The reason you don't want to go past 500 calories on a surplus. Let's just say I'm at 2,900 calories to maintain my weight. I don't want to go above 3,400 calories per day because then I'm going to pack on too much fat. 1 pound of fat is equal to 3,500 calories. So if you're in a 500 calorie surplus every day, 7 days a week, times 500 is going to give you 3,500 calories. That's going to be equal to 1 pound of fat a week. If you are over 500 calories of surplus, you're going to gain much more fat at a quicker rate. You could do a conservative bulk, which is 5% of your TDEE. You can do a medium, more common, 10% of your TDEE. That's what most people do. Or you can do an aggressive bulk, which is 15%, and that's going to be higher end to gaining a lot more fat. It depends on your body, how easy you take fat. I want to do a medium bulk, so I'm going to do 10%, and that's roughly about 300 calories. So I'm just going to do 300 calories. You can be more exact, but I've been doing this for a while. I kind of know my body. I'm just going to do a 300 calorie surplus. That's going to give my bulking calories 3,290 calories per day. Now that I have my target calorie goal per day, I need to figure out how many carbs, protein, and fat are going to make up this 3,290 calories. The way to do that is, for protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is more than enough. So if I weigh 170 pounds, that is 170 grams of protein, which is going to be 4 calories per gram. So 170 times 4, that's going to be 680 calories. Now that you have your calories figured out for protein, you need to figure out your fat calories. You want to do about 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight. So if you take 170 times 0.4, 68 grams of fat. So I need 68 grams of fat. Each gram of fat is worth 9 calories. So if I take 68 times 9, that's going to give me 612 calories. This is the easiest part to figure out carbs. You take your protein calories and your fat calories, which we just calculated. We add those together. That's going to give me 1,292 calories. I take those and I subtract it from my total goal. That's going to give me 1,998 calories. So all you do is divide by 4, because each gram of carb is worth 4 calories. So you just divide by 4, and that's going to give you the amount of carbs you need. And that gives me 499.5. I'm just going to do 500 carbs. Okay, so now I have my total number of calories I need per day, which is 3,290, and I have my target macronutrient goals. So I need 170 grams of protein per day. I need 68 grams of fat per day. I need 500 grams of carbs per day. What might change this is not only your daily activity level, but also your exercise. How often do you exercise per week? How many minutes are you exercising per day? And how intense is your exercise? These come into play as well. They'll determine if you need more or less calories. I personally train 6 days a week at about 60 minutes per session. A light intensity level would be conversate, like you're able to conversate with somebody. You're not breathing hard, you're not sweating. It's a casual exercise, which is fine, but you're not gonna be burning as many calories. I do a moderate level of intensity, which is I breathe hard, I challenge myself, I might break a sweat sometimes. Then you have difficult, which you're sweating, your heart rate is up, you can't really conversate to people because you're out of breath. You can't really conversate because you're getting it in, you're getting sauce to the gym. Then you have the intense level of working out, which is don't talk to me, I'm here to train. I might die in this gym right now. I'm going ham, get away from me. I got my music in, I'm looking like this, I'm running around the gym like a sauce monster. That's fine if you want to train like that. You're gonna burn more calories, so you might need to intake more food. I'll post all the links down below to online calculators that you can do yourself. I'll post information on equations down below that you can do yourself. And if you, for whatever reason, you're having trouble, or you don't have time to calculate these, you just don't want to deal with it, I can do that for you. Just email me. I can plan out a macro plan for you. Another thing, this is all important. Once you get this, I highly recommend you download MyFitnessPal. It's an app, it's free, and that will save your life. You can plug everything in. It's so easy. Once you figure this out, you just plug it in. You plug in what you eat throughout the day. You plug in how much you're eating, your exercise, everything. the best app ever for fitness. You track everything. Thank you for checking out my bulking macronutrient video. If you want to see how to lose weight and stay lean and keep as much muscle as possible, or just lose weight in general, click part 3 to this. Stay blessed, make gains, peace out.